So many questions for our next guest. Johnny Avello, Sports Betting Hall of Fame inductee, head of DraftKings Sportsbook. Of course, Super Bowl 58 is coming up on Sunday. Johnny, what's it been like, by the way, being in that wild scene there ahead of Super Bowl 58 in Vegas?
Good morning. Yeah, it's always a wild scene for the last 50 years here because of all the great parties that are thrown. But you take those parties and now throw on top of that this element of a game being here, it's pretty nutty.
Yeah.
And so, it's going to be a little tough to get around, but I think everybody so far is having a good time, but we haven't even touched the surface of the amount of people are going to be here by Sunday.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Can't wait to see it from afar here in Kansas City. So explain this to me, because I'm still confused on how the Chiefs with – I know I'm biased when I say this, but I would say the better coach, the better quarterback, and arguably the better defense who have been here before are 2.5-point underdogs in this game. Explain to me how Vegas sets this up and why this makes sense if it does.
Well, everything is based on power ratings, and then we throw in intangibles and other things to make that line. The 49ers would have been a much bigger favorite if we would have gone back 4 to 6 weeks ago when they were playing better and Kansas City was playing poorly. So now we're at a point where Kansas City's tightened it up a bit, but on the power rating, they're still just slightly behind the 49ers. That's the way we make the odds, guys. We're not trying to pick the winners. We're just trying to put up odds to try to get balanced action on both sides.
Well, okay, and that was going to be my next question. The last couple of weeks, the Chiefs had won their playoff games against the Bills and the Ravens as underdogs. Was that bad for the bookmakers, or was that okay for them?
No, actually, those games turned out okay for us. Just because you're the favorite or the underdog doesn't mean if the favorite wins, the book's going to lose, or if the underdog wins, the book's going to lose. That's not the way it works. The money's dispersed in different ways for different games. Now, in this particular game, I would tell you that the money is on the Chiefs so far, most of the money. We opened the game 2.5, went all the way down to 1. That was in the course of about 36 hours. So we took a lot of Chief money. Then the money came back the other way. And since it's come back the other way, we've been at 2 for, I'd say, roughly 8 days or so. Now the money is strictly Kansas City's, predominantly Kansas City money. Now, that could also change again as we get closer to Sunday.
So is it fair to say the big money, whatever you want to call it, is on San Francisco, but the larger percentage of the bets are on the Chiefs?
That's a good way to put it because that's kind of the way it's been so far. The big bets, we've taken a couple six-figure bets, 500,000, 600,000. Those have been on the Niners side, and the $500,000 bets have been on the Chiefs. So you hit that right on the head.
Wow. Okay. Johnny Avello, Sports Betting Hall of Fame inductee, head of DraftKings Sportsbook, is joining us on KCMO Talk Radio. Now, what about? I love the prop bets. They're a lot of fun. Obviously, you have the Taylor Swift stuff going on as well here in these prop bets. How do those work, and how much fun are you guys having, including Taylor Swift into your prop bets this week?
Yeah, I'm very grateful for Taylor Swift embracing the NFL and Travis Kelce. That has certainly put a jump on wagering. That because the Swifties now are enjoying the game, and some of them are engaged in betting. Which is great. So
that's great.
What we do is we take a happening event, which is Taylor Swift and Kelce, and we make props around that. And what we've done, I'm sure you've seen them, is we've taken albums and song names and then correlated that with a bet. For instance, Shake It Off. Shake It Off is the 49ers scoring first, and then the Chiefs winning the game.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. I'll give you one more. Deja Vu. That is the Chiefs winning exactly by 11, and that's what they beat the 49ers back a few years ago in the Super Bowl.
Now, whoever is in charge of putting together prop bets tied to the name of Taylor Swift songs, I hope that person got a raise this week, Johnny. That's outstanding content.
Yeah, that's kind of a lot of raises because there's a whole team that did it.
Fair enough. That's great. All right. So when you look at some of the other things around this game and just kind of how these bets are put out, DraftKings and what you guys do there, what is different about preparing for a Super Bowl from a DraftKings perspective than, let's say, the regular season and what you do every Sunday?
Not really a lot, because when you look at our menu on any given Sunday during the NFL season, we have this type of a menu up on every single game. Now, we have some added props on this and some added different types of wages, which we just spoke about. But for us, it's nothing new, and it's not stressful because we're so used to doing it on a week-to-week basis.
Wow. All right. Well, it's going to be very interesting. The next couple of days, I know there's no way to predict this stuff, Bob, but do you think that the line is going to move, Johnny, or is this thing going to just kind of roll along as is at 2.5 49ers favored?
I think there is going to be one more move in this game. And the reason I say that is because we had two so far, which we mentioned, from the 2.5 down and then the 1 back up to 2. And so I think there's one more move here, and I'm not sure what that is, but if I had to guess, I'd say it's going to head towards the Chiefs. So maybe drops down to 1.5 at some point before the game.
All right, we'll be watching. Johnny Avello, Sports Betting Hall of Fame inductee, head of DraftKings Sportsbook. Johnny, great to have you on from Vegas. We appreciate the time.
Thank you very much. Have a fine weekend. Good luck.
All right, there you go. Good stuff out of him.